of noise, disconnection, and digital chaos, what can a poem really offer for us? Is it a luxury or a tool used for survival? Well, I'll tell you what I think it should be. Poetry should be seen as essential in our modern world because it reflects our fragmented realities and offers us a chance to reconnect. And one person I think who uses this powerful tool to the fullest is T.S. Eliot through his eclectic anthology of poetry. Firstly, in the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock, T.S. Eliot uses poetry to reflect the fractured, uncertain experience of modern life. Just as the stimulus suggests, poetry becomes a mirror to the fragmented soul. In the line, streets follow like a tedious argument of insidious intent to lead you to an overwhelming question. Oh, do not ask, what is it? In this line, he personifies the street, giving it a kind of solar energy, which is something he mentions in a lot of his poetry. As he mentions, it becomes less about the people, but it becomes about the city becoming alive. This reflects how modern life can feel intrusive, disjointed, and full of unspoken pressure. The street becomes symbolic of a society that constantly pushes individuals towards the answer they're not ready to give, feeding them into the persona of paralysis and indecision. The overwhelming question, although it's never actually stated, shows how hard it is for an individual living the modern life to define purpose or meaning in the world that they are living in due to the heavy expectations. And due to that, they just push themselves into an empty direction, leading to nothing. Eliot continues this theme through repetition. There will be time, and yet for 100 indecisions and for 100 revisions and revisions before taking the toast and tea. The repeated time initially offers comfort, but quickly turns ironic. All this time doesn't lead to any clarity, but more confusion. The juxtaposition between existential chaos with the line time to murder and create and the ordinary act of taking toast and tea highlights how overwhelming the pressure of decision-making can feel even in the most mundane decisions. In this way, Prufrock becomes a symbol of the modern fragmentation. Filled with this thought, but stuck in inaction, this connects directly to the stimulus by showing that the poem isn't a luxury or an escape, but reflects a real psychological struggle that defines the modern experience. The extended motif of pollution and smoke also reinforces the bleak modern landscape. Eliot writes of burnt-out ends of smoky days and the consciousness of a blackened street, evoking not only a physical sense of pollution from industrialization, but a kind of moral decay and spiritual decay that he may feel in being in this environment. The blackened street suggests the people living in there are not also metaphorically blackened, but perhaps corrupted by consumerism or the repetitive, soul-draining nature of the corporate world. It's a powerful image of how individuals are shaped and often damaged by the environments they live in. Now to move to a stylistically different poem. We're going to talk about how spiritual loss is echoed within the journey of the Magi. While the other two poems I talked about, Preludes and Prufrock, are very stylistically different, they all reflect a deep sense of emptiness. Where Prufrock may wander through how the modern world now, he's uncertain how to live in it, Magi reflects on death and of the old beliefs. Even though one is set in the modern world and the other is set within the biblical context, both poems hold a mirror to the same fragmented feeling, a loss of clarity, purpose, and connection in the face of change. This shared emotional truth is what gives Eliot's poetry and its integrity the lasting relevance, proving again that poetry isn't just decoration, it's essential. In conclusion, T.S. Eliot is an amazing poet, and he proves that poetry isn't just a luxury but a mirror held up to the fragmented soul of modern life.